Hello students, welcome to e-learning. Today we are going to start with lecture 8, that is price determination in the market. So this is the last topic which we are left in the chapter 4 supply, and today we are going to cover this particular topic. So let's start with this here. So price determination in the market means what? The word price determination means here nothing but we can say हम कोई भी प्रोडक्ट जो भी लेते हैं इन द मार्केट उसकी प्राइस कैसे we can say fix होती है, how the price of the product is being fixed in the market. So that is nothing but that is only called as price determination. So in that particular thing it is been depend upon the two forces, or we can say two market forces, that is demand and supply. So how many are there? Two market forces, demand and supply. So any product which is there in the market which has been sell or bought at a particular price, that price is been depend on the demand and supply of the product. So this is how you find that taking the concern both the concept of law of demand and law of supply, as well as both the demand of supply of the product, that time we find they fix a price, that is called as what? Price determination. So we find that we try to understand, or we try to think, a lay person try to think that that is it has been measured by the, or it has been fixed by the government, or it has been fixed by the producer or seller. No, it is not like that, because for different kinds of product you find, or for suppose one product only, there are different kinds of, we can say, many sellers are there, producers are there, so they are also there in the competition. So they need to compete with each other. So that why that time you find that they try to fix a price, they try to fix a particular product price, and it depends on the market force, that is demand and supply. So here the definition says here, the price determination explains the process. It is a process of determining, means it is a process of measuring how a stable price is being done with of a good which is actually bought and sold in the market. So कोई भी प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में अगर परचेज कर रहे हैं तो उसका जो जो भी परचेज हो रहा है, बाइंग एंड सेलिंग हो रहा है, तो वो प्रोसेस के हिसाब से जाता है, और वो प्रोसेस को हम बोलते हैं प्राइस डिटर्मिनेशन. नाउ such determination of prices is done in all forms of market. Now बहुत सारे markets रहते हैं. Now what are the different types of markets? This particular topic we are going to learn in the chapter 6. We already have a full chapter on markets, so there we are going to learn how the different types of markets are been there. So in that, so it that in different depending on the different structure of the market, the price determination is being done. So this is what we find. And when depending on the demand and supply, when both the, we can say, both become stable and they attain a stable price, that is known as what? Equilibrium price. That is known as what? Equilibrium price level. So this is what is happening. So the second point says that price are determined by the interaction of market demand and supply. Now how? हमने demand and supply तो देखा, both are having opposite concept. Yes, both are going opposite way. You find that demand curve is sloping like this, it is moving, we can say, downward towards rightward, whereas you find that in a slope it goes upward towards rightward. So this is what is happening in demand curve. Whereas what is demand and supply. So what is happening up here, we need to go with both the concept, merging them, and we need to find their interaction. We need to go with making same demand and supply schedule on particular diagram, and we need to measure a quantity or a particular price of a product, and we need to find the intersecting point. So when there is an intersection point, that point becomes our equilibrium, or that becomes our price which has been there. Now you find it again here, it is again said here, we are going to take two curves, we are going to make two demand schedules, or we can, two schedules, that is demand and supply schedule both together, and then after we are going to plot on a graph. And when you find that the plotting is been done, that time we find that a hypothetical data is been given us, and it gives us an equilibrium point, and where it intersect, that becomes our equilibrium point, and it becomes the price of a particular product. So this is what is happening up in the market, or it is in the different forms of market which has been there. Now any individual or any seller have to go with that particular chart for determining the price of a product, or else if does not go, there will be again a problem for him, not for the market, but for him it becomes a very big problem. The, we can say, many times it will happen like supply will be more, the demand will be less or demand is more and supply will be less. So to understand this particular determination of market, let's go with first detailed analyzation with taking a demand and supply schedule. So here is a table which has been given up. You find price of a commodity has been there, demand is there, and supply of a commodity. So here both demand and supply quantities are being measured, and here price is there. At the same price, if suppose at rupees price 10, you find that demand is 1000 kgs and you find that the supply is for 200. So it is possible in the market to sell at rupees 10 because there is much demand than the supply. Now, same way you find that if the price increases from 10 to 20, what will happen? You find that here the demand is 800 and the supply becomes 400. Then again you find that the supply is half of the, we can say, the demanded goods. So it is again impossible. But when it becomes 30, it is 600 and it is 600. So here the price message, here the demand and supply matches, it intersect with each other, it matches with each other, and we can say that particular product price will be better if we keep 30 rupees in the market. Same way, if suppose if the price is 40, what will happen? Now the demand is going down, because as the law of demand says that when a price increases, demand decreases. So here prices continuously increase and you find that the demands are decreasing. And law of supply, what it says? It says that you find that when a price increases, supply also increases, because seller want to sell more and more to have more profit. So this is what is happening. So here when price increases, the demand falls and supply becomes double. So it is opposite of this particular thing which we find, that is now the demand is only for 400 but we are supplying at 800. So again what is happening, a bulk quantity of goods are there in the market to supply, but people purchasing are less. So ultimately you find that it makes a problem where oversupply is being done, and you find that again there will be a reduction in the price, so to make it normal. So same way, if the price is 15, the demand is only 200 where the supply is 1000. So this condition occurs at different price. So it shows a combination, price combination with demand and supply. So this is what is happening. Again, to understand better, you find that here a diagram has been taken up and you find that the price is taken on the y-axis and the demand and supply are taken on the x-axis, which you already know. And the scale here, it says that 2 centimeter equals to 2, we can say every 200 kgs is been taken up, and here every 1 centimeter 10 rupees price is been taken up. Now here if we plot at rupees 10, you find that the demand is 1000 but the supply is s. You find that here it is 200. Now before that, I just want to tell you here the demand is growing like this. If you plot all this point with price, you find that DD curve has been formed. Then you find that this line, that is SS curve, has been formed with the plotting with the price, this particular with supply. So this is two curves which have been formed and we are able to see. Now how to plot? We know that when you are drawing demand, you should cover one finger on the supply. So you should plot only price, you have to see only price and demand, and so that you can easily plot. Same way when you are going with supply SS curve, you need to put a finger or you put something on the demand curve, so that that particular data you don't take and you try to measure. So this becomes very easy to take a clear cut data, don't get confused. So this is what is happening. Now after preparing that, when we know this particular how to draw a graph and everything is we already done and we have seen. Now you find that I am taking here, we observe that this point at rupees 30, the demand and supply is 600. The demand and supply is how much? 600. So here at E it is becoming E. So now what is happening up? Wait just a second. So at point E, we find that it is an equilibrium price at rupees 30. We can able to, if their demand is 600, we are able to supply 600 quantity also. Now what happens? Suppose what happens, suppose the price is now reduces to 20. अगर price 20 हो जाता है तो you find that demand is 800 and the supply is 400. So this particular thing we can observe here when price is 20. When price is 20, you find here B point, the supply is 400 and the demand is 800. So this particular point is been observed to us. Yes, yes. So this line has been coming up to us. This particular line is coming to you find that there is a gap between B and D. How you find that the demand is for 800 units, but the supply on this DD curve D, the demand is 800, but you find that here on B point the supply is only 400. So it becomes problematic where the supply is very short. So that time you need to go with reducing the demand or either increasing the supply. So here with the connection comes, if we see here, it is going like this. So that time we need to increase the supply and reduce the demand, and it comes to the that time it comes a situation that we need to increase the price. So when there is an increase of price 30, you find that the point E comes, and this here this particular demand shifts to Q, and again this particular supply also shifts from 400 to 600. So it becomes equilibrium point. Same way when price is 40, when price is kept 40, what happens here? You find that the demand is now at A, that is 400, and the supply is at, we can say, C, that is we find that 800. So it is opposite which we find. Now what is happening up here? Demand is, we can say, less and the supply is more. So when supply is more of any quantity in the market, the price need to be reduced, because सब हद से ज़्यादा सप्लाई हो गया तो उसका प्राइस कम हो जाएगा, the demand for that particular fall. And you find that when price reduces, the law of demand works, you find that demand increases. So it again comes to down, that is E1, and here the supply reduces from C to again point E, where it becomes 600. So this is how you find that this particular price, we can say, it has been going up, or price determination has been done. So whenever it is higher or lesser, they need to see whether supply is more, what is happening up, we need to reduce the price. When demand is more, the price will rise, and you find that they will come into a conclusion where equilibrium point will be achieved. So this is what has been happening up in the, we can say, price determination. You find that here most probably जहाँ पे हमको क्या लाना, एक ही चीज़ लाना, that is equilibrium. We need to find where we can get this particular thing, that is equilibrium. So हमको demand and supply same आना चाहिए. You can take your own data also, you can reduce zeros also from here. 2 zeros you can reduce, and you can plot a graph by in your notebook, so that you can easily do particular. So this is how you find that determination is been done. Now जैसे ही मैंने ये सब कुछ समझा है, उसका एक analysis है यहाँ पे, which is been, just look with the analysis first. In this particular figure, means in the previous figure which we find, that is you find that DD is the demand curve and this SS is a supply curve which moves in the opposite direction. वो कहाँ पे जा रहा है? Opposite direction में जा रहा है. दोनों एक दूसरे parallel नहीं है, they are in the opposite direction. Now they intersect at a point E, and it is called equilibrium point. So when there is a point E which you find at ₹30, the supply and demand are same, that is 600 kgs. That time it is called as equilibrium point. Now you find that at this point, however, 30 EQ, that is 30, at price 30, you find E at the above one. Let's just see, go back here. So here, if I just remove all these things, just a second, yes. So here you find that E is been there. So this E and Q is the, we can say, price which has been shown to us. And here, sorry, so you find at the point in the equilibrium, the price is EQ and the quantity demand supply is 600, which is OQ, and that particular quantity 600 is called equilibrium quantity. जो एक मेजरमेंट हुआ जहाँ पे हमारा डिमांड एंड सप्लाई सेम आया, और वो क्वांटिटी को हम क्या बोलेंगे? इक्विलिब्रियम क्वांटिटी. Then comes this particular point, that is if a point is rise by 40, in the industry by 40, means अगर price rise हो गया तो क्या हो जाएगा? By what will happen? The demand contracts from 400 to 600 and the supply expands from 600 to 800. तो supply बढ़ जाएगा, बिकॉज प्राइस बढ़ रहा है तो सप्लाई बढ़ेगा, एंड प्राइस बढ़ रहा है तो डिमांड कम होगा. तो 600 से कम हो गया, डिमांड हो गया 400 एंड सप्लाई बढ़ गया 800 600 से. सो व्हाट विल हैपन अल्टीमेटली? दिस बिकम्स अगेन अ प्रॉब्लम वेयर एज डिमांड इज 400 बट द सप्लाई इज 800 यूनिट्स. तो क्या हो जाएगा? हद से ज़्यादा सप्लाई, डिमांड जितना है, डिमांड से डबल है सप्लाई. तो उस टाइम पे क्या होना है, द प्राइस नीड टू बी reduced, the price need to be reduced, then only we can become good. Since the demand is lesser than the supply as shown in the distance between A and C, the market price will have tendency to fall back. Yes, क्योंकि ये वजह से, ये सिनेरियो की वजह से यहाँ पे प्राइस रिड्यूस होगा, बिकॉज डिमांड कम है, सप्लाई ज़्यादा है. सेम वे ऑपोजिट वे में ले तो ये पूरा प्रोसेस को बोलेंगे इक्विलिब्रियम प्रोसेस. सेम वे ऑपोजिट में ले तो सेम, if you are taking, that is when the industry is price are keeping at 20, what will happen, you find that the demand and supply again changes and you find that the demand expand to 800. मतलब पहले 600 था, प्राइस कम हो गया तो डिमांड बढ़ गया 600 से 800 तक. एंड सप्लाई, क्योंकि अब सप्लाई पहले से कम हो गया, पहले सप्लाई सॉरी द प्राइस 30 था, उससे कम होके 20 पे आ गया, तो अल्टीमेटली सप्लायर ने सेल करना कम कर दिया. दैट इज इट अगेन कम्स टू, we can say from 600 becomes 400. Now you find that the demand is double than the supply. So demand ज़्यादा है, सप्लाई सिर्फ 400 यूनिट का है, तो 400 का गैप बचा और 400 यूनिट्स और चाहिए, मार्केट में डिमांड हो रहा है, तो अल्टीमेटली डिमांड के वजह से प्राइस बढ़ेगा. यस, बिकॉज स्कैरसिटी है. तो उस टाइम पे क्या होगा कि डिमांड बढ़ेगा, डिमांड बढ़ेगा तो अल्टीमेटली प्राइस, प्रोडक्ट का प्राइस बढ़ने वाला है, क्योंकि वो उतना सप्लाई नहीं हुआ. तो इस वजह से अगेन वी फाइंड दैट देयर इज अ टेंडेंसी टू इंक्रीज इन द प्राइस विच इज टूवर्ड्स द ₹30. So when demand is greater than supply shown in the distance between A, D and B, you find that market price have a tendency to rise back to 30. तो अल्टीमेटली वो बढ़ के कितना हो जाएगा, 30 पे आ जाएगा. 30 पे आ जाएगा तो क्या हो जाएगा, डिमांड घट के 600 पे आ जाएगा, सप्लाई 400 से बढ़ के 600 पे आ जाएगा. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग अ प्राइस डिटर्मिनेशन विच यू आर डन. So this is how it has been there, and it is again an invincible process in the market. Again ये question आ सकता है कि what is invincible process. So this is how you find that कि हमको adjust करना पड़ता है. We need to go and we need to find out, and individual seller इसको rule करेगा नहीं. Individual seller उसको market के अंदर अपने हिसाब से पैसे सप्लाई मीन्स वी कैन से सप्लाई डिमांड कंट्रोल करेगा नहीं. इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन ऑल द कॉम्पिटिटर्स, ऑल द फैक्टर्स विच आर देयर, एंड मेजर फैक्टर इज द प्राइस एंड द डिमांड फॉर द गुड्स एंड द we can say supply of that particular goods also. So this is how price determination is being done. If you find again any doubt, you just message or call me. I will help you out. Thank you.